what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna wang all this stuff over here. And then I'm gonna do this. Look what I prepared earlier. So, we're gonna go through some Sims news, guys. Behind the Sims, we've got some Project Rene updates. We've got some Sims 5 stuff to go through. While doing my YouTube videos, I'm gonna like have the little bookmarks on the sections, so if anyone wants to like skip to Project Rene stuff, they can do that. But we'll go through it in order. But we're gonna focus mainly on like Project Rene and Sims 5 because that's what I'm excited about. Are we ready? Are we ready, peeps? So this premiered at, when was it? 5 p.m. So it lasted 15 minutes. But like I said, I'm going to skip over the Sims Mobile stuff. I'm just going to increase the volume a little bit just so we can hear it. I've put subtitles on as well, so if anyone needs subtitles, they're there. Are you ready, peeps and poops? Let's go! So they brought the same lady as before. So Mercy's back. Behind the scenes.
Howdy. I mean, Suli Simmers. Welcome back.
Yeah, and this whole thing of them saying Suli. When did Sul become Suli?
That's happening in the Sims franchise.
That's what I want to know.
I'm Mercy from The Sims.
Mercy!
I'm excited to be here with you guys again.
She's got nearly 8,000 hours in The Sims. That's kind of impressive.
Updates on what's going on behind the scenes with The Sims 4, The Sims Mobile, The Sims Free Play, and Project Rene. Starting with The Sims 4 horse ranch.
So we're getting horses! Just in case you don't know. We're getting horses.
In case you missed it, horses are coming to The Sims 4 in the newest expansion pack. And the team wants to loosen the reins by giving you a behind-the-scenes look into their development.
Very nice. So yeah, what they do is they kind of show you what the horses look like while they were making them and the stuff that they've thought of.
Howdy. Adding horses in The Sims 4 posed many new challenges considering they're a new species with unique gameplay.
From an animator's perspective, this pack was really fun. It was an animal-centric pack where we focus our effort on delivering...
Oh, yeah, that was some of the stuff that they showed. So these are the traits for the horses. So you've got aggressive, brave, defiant, energetic, fearful, free spirit, friendly, independent, intelligent, mellow, and needy. So the artwork for the traits are really cute. They're very similar to... pets. I feel like this whole creator sim thing is very similar to pets, where you pick a breed and then you can customize it.
And wanted to bring that same
Very
stylized
similar.
look to the horses that exist on our characters, notably the shading, solid form hair, and large expressive features.
Horse locomotion was a challenge.
Yeah. Slenderman horse.
This is a very unique and graceful way of doing.
Sammy, the animations look good.
Early around the Sims world, we added banking animations to their locomotion. This allows our horses to
It looks quite good.
around tight corners while maintaining that natural, graceful look that they're known for.
So they've done quite well.
The Sims riding skill will be pretty obvious.
Oh yeah, there's a new riding skill. So when you've got a low skill,
and
you look a bit
horses
ridiculous.
behave accordingly. Bonding with the horses takes time and patience.
Oh.
We decided to cast a human actor to play our horse so that we could incorporate more nuanced...
This voice actor, really impressive. Listen.
Ooh, that one was great. It was a great little warble.
I never even knew that noise could come out of a human.
Interact with the Sims.
The social implementation for this pack was complex, to say the least. All the possible combinations where Sim may be socializing with a horse. A rider is trying to...
So yeah, this is something else where you like gain the trust of horses and you interact and socialize with the horse.
So I got a chance to work on the full stumble animation, which was quite tough.
This is it, right? It's really impressive.
It was just stumbling and wobbling around, which, you know...
But he's good at parties. That's his party trick, isn't it?
A critical part of pack development is playtesting with fans. Getting your input early in development.
Right, so yeah, here we go. So you get accolades, so I'm guessing this is where you'll submit them into competitions. You've got value of them as well, so there's actually like a value in the biography. Guessing for selling them and stuff. You've then got skills, and then there's also like a breedable trait, so I'm guessing then that'll get passed down to their foals when you have foals and stuff. And then I'm guessing maybe this special trait comes from either entering them in competitions or their aspiration, maybe. And then you've got aging as well, which makes sense with the falls and stuff. But I'm guessing then you'll have elder horses as well, and then you've got their own family tree as well. That was so fun. So yeah, I mean, if you're into horses, I get it, and if you want all the animals available, I get it. It could be fun. Could be a fun pack. I kind of get the appeal of it.
If you had another pleasure, meet Joanna.
Suli, Mercy.
What's this Suli? It used to be Sul.
So, I heard through the
I don't like this.
Really exciting moment.
Been a fan of them all my life. I was born and raised.
She's got a proper horse girl in on the game here.
Huge part of the state's identity.
Okay, so
we got an expert.
You got to horse around a little bit in the development of this pack. You want to elaborate more on that?
Yeah, we made a couple of trips out to a local equestrian center. I really wanted the team to experience horses firsthand and simply be with them.
I mean, that'd be a nice day out, company day out, wouldn't it? Little business trip. We're gonna go pet some horses. I'd be like, you know what, that's quite good.
Oh, this might be obvious, but why horses?
Players have been asking for horses for a really long time.
A lot of people whinged and they really wanted horses.
That they needed, that players want, and that horses.
I don't really know how it's going to work with sort of the closed locations rather than the open world that Sims 3 had. I don't really know if it's going to feel that good.
Ready, and I know we are.
But I mean, I can imagine it's going to work a bit like bicycles.
A little bit about what you learned that you felt like had to be
But,
incorporated in the making of this pack.
The Sims, it's really about relationship, and I hope players get a sense of that with horses too. So good riding and horsemanship, it's really about partnership.
Yeah.
That old notion of forcing horses to submit to us and breaking them, that's totally outdated. The healthier approach is seeing horses as partners rather
So this is
than
where you
tools.
build trust with your
in this
horses
pack,
and stuff.
You'll find that building a strong relationship with the horse makes for happier training, and it's better for the horse and it's better for the rider. That's in dogs.
Levels of the patterns in the fur, and you can go a bit crazy with them.
Learning to ride is hilarious because of our talented animation team, and even kids can ride. If you
And
want to
kids
build
can
agility
ride.
skill, there are barrels that you can race around in barrel racing.
I can imagine they're not going to have like Shetland ponies, like tiny ponies for little toddlers and stuff. I bet they're not going to do that.
There's
Or donkeys.
a ton to do even outside.
I kind of wish there was donkeys,
so
but you know.
You can do things like take care of adorable mini goats and mini sheep. You can craft your own.
So yeah, the fact that they're calling them mini goats and mini sheep makes me think that they're not like actual animals from Create a Sim and stuff. They're kind of more like decoration or like items that you just order and they're on your lot. But a bit like foxes and birds and stuff. Oh,
Is that a landline? Shouldn't that be a basement treasure?
so she gets the next bit of news through a landline phone. Now, I don't know if this is a hint that we're getting landline phones again. I don't know why we need them, but a lot of people have said that they want landline phones back in Sims 4.
It's about the community voted kids.
Yeah. So I don't know if this is a hint that we're getting landline phones, maybe in an update. Because it seems a bit random and very specific.
Uh-huh.
So that's one thing to think about.
So exciting. I'm going to tell everybody right now. Y'all, hot off the shelf phone, the winning style kit theme is goth fashion.
So this is what
And
we
the winning
voted
build
for.
Kit theme, medieval castle.
So we're getting a medieval castle kit and then a goth kit as well.
But thank you all for
But they're not going to be until
participating in the vote.
2024.
I know I'm super excited for their release, so thanks again.
Oh, yeah. And then this bit. So she sort of sits down and chills out on the heartbed,
Welcome to
which is
S'more
kind of
Lore,
cool.
where we'll dive into the marriage,
With this, they're now going to go through the lore of some Sims family characters that have been in The Sims for a long time. They're kind of explaining a bit about them, adding some lore to their family tree and who Katrina Caliente is. Now, I don't know if this is just because they've revamped the Caliente sisters and that's why they're doing it, but who the fuck? So they're kind of going through like, who is Katrina Caliente? And they kind of create this lore about her, which they've never spoken about before. Yeah, so they're kind of saying she already had a mom in Sims 2, but in Sims 4, she's kind of got they've got different parents. They've got Katrina now. They kind of come up with this whole thing about that she's a clone. Katrina's a clone. And I don't understand why they've had to come up with this. Like, if you're going to start inventing lore now, nearly 10 years into the game, you might as well just save it for the next generation, you know what I'm saying?
Few clues into who Katrina Caliente might be, especially in The Sims 4. But who knows? Maybe as this universe continues to grow, we'll discover the truth, and if we do, we'll enjoy another s'more while looking about.
And this is all about Sims Mobile, so I'm going to skip through Sims Mobile and Sims Free Play, because they're just adding some more stuff. So we'll skip over to Gina for updates on Sims 5. Are we ready? Are we ready about some updates with Sims 5 Project Renee? I'm excited. Okay.
Updates on Project Renee.
Let's go, guys.
Hi, I'm Gina, the creative director for Project Renee. I spend my time thinking about how players will interact with this game and what sort of gameplay, content, or narrative we'll need in order to bring it to life. We're building many different elements of this game in parallel, almost like prepping all of our ingredients before we could bring them together and bake a cake. We've got a team of people around the world working on Project Renee, and we are so excited to give you an early look at what we've been up to.
Shall we talk about lighting? Lighting has a massive impact on the look of the game.
So here we go. Are we ready? So this is some prototypes of Sims 5 and how the lighting's going to work. Now, first things I've noticed, you know, you can see the light being cast on this wall onto the items, and the shadows that are being cast from the items as well. Looks really detailed. And then you've got the light on this rug as well, and the wrinkles in the rug, and how the light's sort of moving and how it's being cast on all the different items, even the reflections in the ceiling. So it looks like they've taken a lot of time in the lighting as one element, and put a lot of effort into it, and it looks really realistic. Like, to me, this looks hyper realistic compared to what we've had before.
Some new lighting technologies.
And that's how it then acts when the lights go down. So you can see all the different lighting on the surfaces. You can see how it's casting in a highly cluttered kitchen, and the reflections on things, and then what it looks like when the lights go down as well. And how they then work on the different reflections on the different parts of the room. It looks really good. This room is kind of giving Monica's kitchen from Friends, but it gets better.
Tell emotionally resonant stories that'll look great on your computer and on your phone.
So yeah, he says it's also going to be something that's going to look good on your computer and on your phone. Now, I don't know if this means to make something look good on the phone, they have to sort of throttle some of the specs of the game for it to work well on a phone. And I don't know if that's then going to impact what it's going to look like on a PC. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to limit the game to make it workable and decent for a phone. I don't know. Obviously, phones are not that shit. I'm very dubious. Very dubious.
Our vision for animation is driven by the phrase, read the room.
So this is all talking about like the animation of the Sims. So what they look like when they interact with each other, how they move.
Which means we want players to know how our Sims feel and what they're thinking just by how they behave. This means we need to support a variety of attitudes, emotions, and postures.
Attitudes, emotions, and postures. So we've got emotions currently in Sims 4, but attitudes as well, and postures. We kind of do have postures with walking, but maybe postures is something that can be editable for just more than walking. Maybe postures is kind of how they'd stand. Gives them a little bit more personality, I'm guessing. But a lot of people were saying that this kind of looks a bit Pixar-ish, which is obviously very contrasting in what we've just seen for the artwork of lighting. Like, the lighting looks like it's going down hyper-realism, but these kind of give a Pixar animation kind of style to it and is a bit cartoonish. Obviously, all of this could change. We're very early days now, but
this means we need to support a variety
they're a bit
of
Pixar-ish in
attitudes,
this.
Emotions and postures that need to work across our object and socialization.
Sims don't just live at home. They also exist in a broader neighborhood full of Sims. So we made some simple prototypes.
So obviously everyone with this made the joke of Among Us. They all look like they're being really sussy, like they're in Among Us. But I get why they've just like given the animation kind of a back burner and just gone with what's going on in the scene. I get why they've done it. But one thing that I noticed from this, so you can see they've kind of labeled the buildings, So you've got Office 3 and then Dive Bar underneath, which is here. Then you've got Apartment B and Apartment C above a corner store and tacos. So you're going to have stores, restaurants, bars, and then offices and apartments. So it's not that these are just different apartments. It's actually labeled this as offices. Now, I don't know if that's just them labeling the buildings and it doesn't actually mean anything, or if they are kind of developing having an office or maybe a workplace. Could be a rabbit hole workplace, because I mean that's a very small building. But it'd be cool if it wasn't. So, and they also said that, wait, let me just go back. A broader neighborhood full of Sims. So at first, when they said a broader neighborhood full of Sims, I started to think, oh my God, are they going back to Sims 3 where it's an open world? But because they've used the word neighborhood, I'm now doubting that. And I'm now thinking they're sticking with the Sims 4 areas that we have now. I don't know if they're going back to a full open world with Sims 3. So read into broader neighborhood as much as you want. It's kind of annoying. It will be annoying if they go back to like a closed area with Sims 4.
Just in a broader neighborhood full of Sims. So we made some simple prototypes to explore what these Sims do during the day, where they go, what they see, and the schedules and routines that they have as they mill about the neighborhood with you.
So that's kind of giving me the feeling that they're going to have independence there. It's going to be a bit like with the neighborhood stories that they brought in with Sims 4, where they're all going to be going about the business, mill about the neighborhood with you, where they're going to be maybe more autonomy. Maybe they're working on the autonomy of the Sims, maybe making it better. And neighborhood stories works a bit better. Maybe they're working on that and how that's going to work as a full neighborhood. Could be what they're talking about.
Games begin in a very basic state before all of the 3D models, animations, audio, and scripted behaviors converge. Slowly but surely, we are bringing our ideas to life.
So, I always take this sort of stuff with a pinch of salt because this could completely change by the time the game comes around. Because obviously you've got some sort of menus here, but all of these could completely change. They seem to be putting tasks down the left-hand side here, which is a bit similar with Sims 4, but they're kind of lower down, saying what's going on. I'm not really taking any of this as finished ideas.
This entails Sims navigating their home and interacting with objects to satisfy their needs. We cannot wait to show you even more.
Hairstyles, how they contribute to our look and how we present ourselves is so important.
Oh yeah, here we go.
It's really no different for Sims.
So here's some hair that they've
variety of styles,
dyed,
a broad range of humanity, and unlock options
and customized.
like flexible coloring.
Flexible coloring. So, okay, a few things. One, a lot of people were worried that we were going to get the clay type hairstyles that Sims 4 had. A lot of people have a problem with the hairstyles in Sims 4 because of their clay appearance. And this kind of reminded them of that. And they were worried that, are we going to get more clay hair? I'm kind of looking past the appearance of it for now. But the idea that they're bringing back customizable hair dye choices like we had in Sims 3, where you could add in highlights and add in dip dyes and stuff, is going to be fun. And it does look more customizable because before in Sims 3, you could pick like the strands of highlights, the dip dye, and the root color, and then the main color. So you kind of had like 4 segments of the hair, and it was always that kind of layout. This looks like you can take the dye further up, you can pull it down, so maybe create like a dip dye, an ombre effect, or you can give them quite big roots, quite small roots. So it looks like what you can do is you can sort of customize where the dye goes up to. And then you've got kind of like these circles and semicircles within it.
Unlock options like flexible coloring.
I don't know if that's part of the animation software, but
fundamental to the experience.
Ombre.
But you gotta admit, sometimes there's a lot to follow. Like, Sims are animated.
Okay, yeah. So what she's kind of saying here, the point is that your Sims will have thought bubbles pop above the head. Then the Sims are sort of animated in their feelings and emotions. So there's a lot to kind of read in the room. We're going back to this read the room thing, right? And it looks like in Sims 5, they're branching out into a new sort of way of being able to read what's going on with your sim.
They're throwing thought balloons.
So the little light bulb then, it's kind of like this emoticon thing that's popping up. And I feel like they're looking into sort of symbols that are going to kind of pop up to show what's going on a little bit.
UI to follow. So right now, we're actually experimenting with how little can we get away with. We're really leaning into just clear, playful,
simple visuals.
That'll start giving us a feel for how much information is too much, too little, what's working.
So they're kind of working on ways to kind of dumb that down. So instead of having thought bubbles, having animation for when they're angry or when they're embarrassed, and all of that stuff popping up, if they can just sort of simplify it. Now, these look kind of like sort of, I don't know, sort of animations that are going to come out. So there's like a light bulb, fire erupting when they're angry, rather than just having like the thought bubbles coming up and everything happening.
Information is too much, too little, what's working.
But I think it sounds like they're experimenting with it. So I don't know if that's like their finalized decision on using sort of the animation around them. I don't know.
So we can really better hone in that sweet spot to help you better understand what your Sims are actually talking about.
As you can see, there are many elements we're exploring and solving for that we are very excited to be able to share with you at this early stage. What do you think, Mercy?
And there we go!
Isn't this so exciting? I'm so tuned in for all this Project Renee news, and there'll be opportunities for you, yes, you, to remain tuned in. And I don't mean by simply watching this lovely face here on Behind the Sims. But that's it for today. Remember to subscribe.
And that's all the updates we got. So it was mainly about the kits, the horse pack, and then Sims 5 for me. I didn't pay attention to Sims Mobile, obviously.
Back down.
Take two.
And then, yeah, I did stick around to see if there were anything past the outtakes, but there isn't. So it is just outtakes after that. So what did we all think? What did we think? Did you like it? I am excited for Sims 5. I feel like every time there's a new generation, I am excited for it to see what they make better. I was excited for Sims 4. I was excited for Sims 3. I was just excited for every generation. So I am excited to see what they do and what's different. And obviously I'll be buying it on release, obviously. And I'll be putting this on YouTube, so if anyone wants to have a run through of everything I've discussed and my theories and thoughts on it, I'll be putting it on YouTube tomorrow morning. So I'll be doing that tonight and tomorrow morning. But yeah, so that's all of the Project Renee and Ranch stuff and the kit winners as well. I think she's winding me up. So what we'll do is I will wang Sims 4 on.